So the first key is to remember, to not forget. The second one is to deny our past actually causes us to stay stuck in it. And that's the opposite of what you're actually looking for when you want to deal with the past. So in his book called Necessary Endings, Dr. Henry Cloud says, and this is just a quote from him, when you deny the past, you actually get stuck in it. When you deny the past, you're not able to heal. You're not able to learn from the events and the things that happened, and to develop into the full, complete person that God intended for you to be. So we can't deny the past either. We have to face it. We have to look at it. And then what things from your past need healthy endings still? So when you look in the past, what are the things that need to end? This is what Dr. Henry Cloud talks about in Necessary Endings, that we need endings to the things that happened. And if we don't find the healthy ending, then we can't move forward in a healthy way. So for you, what are the things in your past that still need a healthy ending? You know, when you think about them, there's something not right, there's something not finished, or you can't even look at it, or you've been denying it. What are those things, and what are the endings that you need to have? And what do you need to remember about who God is and who he was for you in those moments? And sometimes things can be so difficult that we actually don't know who God was for us in those moments. And so we need to take time just to reflect and to ask God, who were you at those times? What were you saying to me? What were you doing? And prayerfully allow him to show us those things. And he will. He's done it for me so many times, just in prayer counseling, in my own personal time, when I literally ask him, what were you doing then? Where were you? You know, how were you helping me? He does show up and he does tell me. And so my little picture there is a scissors, and it's just like we need to cut the past. We need to have a healthy ending so that we can move forward. So some examples from this book, Necessary Endings, that the reasons why we avoid looking at the past, I might have mentioned already, but just being afraid of the unknown, being afraid, the fear of confrontation of that whole situation, maybe people that are involved, afraid of hurting someone who was involved. I hear that a lot from women, that when they maybe went through something difficult, if they name the person or that type of thing, then other people around the sphere would be affected and hurt by that. And so it's just knowing how to deal with that and process that in a healthy, wise way, which we'll talk about in a little while in the course. Sometimes it could be just the fear of letting the sadness go. You know, you're so used to having the sadness that to let go might make you feel guilty, that you're not feeling sad anymore about that circumstance. We may want to avoid other painful endings because we've had a lot of them and we don't want to have any more, so we just avoid it. But if we don't learn from them, then we can repeat these things over and over and over again, or stay stuck in those negative cycles. So find the truth in the past is very, very important. And I just want to encourage you to take time to look into this. We will have some questions in your worksheet that you can process finding the truth in the past with. And just with finally, to finish this section, is to remember Romans 8:28 says that God works all things together for the good of those who are called. So no matter how bad it was, no matter how good it was, all of that mixed together, God uses it to work it out for our good. And I know I've seen that with my story. The things I'm doing now, even doing this course, God is working out my past to make it good for me and hopefully good for you, good for others. So that's the first one. We'll move on to the second one in the next video.